What's up everyone, it's Charles here with Rocket Punch Army to do a review of the Tamashii Spec XS-10 Heavy Metal L-Gaim. Hope I'm pronouncing that right because I don't know anything about the show, haven't watched it, I just thought the design was cool. So if there's any corrections to be made, please leave them in the comments below. So we're going to get started here by looking at the box, which is pretty long box. It does have this flip design here, which allows you to see the inside. And no, the robot is not invisible. I do have it out already, but this would allow you to see the robot here normally. This little corner here where it says L-Gaim or whatever is actually a little model kit, which I won't be building in the review, but it is there in case you are a fan of the show and somehow this interests you. It is there. So other than that, nothing really fancy. We look at the back here, just your typical photography of the figure and all the little crazy Japanese things there. Who knows what it says, don't feel like translating them, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. Let's take a look at the figure itself. So here's the figure itself. Before we even get to him, I do want to go over a couple things. Number one, the little kit that it comes with, just in case you guys are interested in seeing what this is all about. It's a little teeny box that it comes with. It's again a kit. It seems very easy to put together. It's like literally pretty much two halves of a robot and you just clip them together, but let's take a look. Alright, you get this little sprue tree there, you get this pink one here, you get this which is actually quite nice. They've painted some detail on there, so I guess this is just build it as it is. And of course the body I was talking about is just the two halves you put together and you create L-Gaim or L-Gaim. I don't even know how to pronounce that. But just in case it's something you were interested in, if you're a fan of this, it is there. And I'm sure if you're a fan of this robot, you probably already own the set. But figured it'd be cool for everybody to really take a look at this, all right, in case you've never run across this. Next, we're going to look at the accessories. This is called the Buster gun. I'm not sure exactly the name. Let me take a look. It's Buster something. I have to refer to this thing here. It's called the Buster Launcher. All right, so this is the Buster Launcher, which we're taking a look at, which is quite nice. It's got this here that moves back and forth. This also comes up. These feet come down. You can actually prop it just like that. Cool feature that I'm going to show you in just a moment about this. Well, I don't want to give it away. I'll just show it to you in just a moment in case you guys didn't notice it on the package. It's also got this here, which is supposedly called the binder. Just looks like a shield to me. You can attach these what do you call it, gun barrels or whatever they are, to the underside of the shield, just like so. Alright, you can also attach these bits here, which look like handles for like a beam saber. Right, you can pop them in right there. You can do both. I'm only going to do that one right there, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And then it's also got extended versions, which you can put the blades on, which are going to be pretty much invisible with my background, but they're right here. So you make a little two-bladed saber. Alright, and these also can be put into the arms. We'll show you that in just a moment. He's also got this here, which is called a land booster, and it's got parentheses right, whatever that means. So this is the land booster, which attaches to his back. We're actually going to go ahead and do that right now, since I've always displayed it with this, so it kind of looks weird without it. So we'll just attach it. It just pegs right in very firmly. Doesn't really fall off if you have it in firmly. Alright. And we're also going to attach the shield just to see what it looks like with the shield on. So we'll go ahead and put one of these bad boys on there also. And you'll see these two little pegs here. They peg right into the arm right there. Just like that. And then we're going to attach these barrel things, which are called power launchers. And you'll notice there's a cable sticking out of it. And if you, or like me, a musician, you'll notice it almost looks like a guitar cable, which is, still don't want to give it away yet, but keep that in mind for just a moment. And that will attach to the arm, and then this will plug right into one of the holes in the front, which is kind of cool. All right. So the cool thing that I wanted to show you guys is the Buster launcher. It's not an instrument, but for some reason he holds it like it's a guitar. So I'm going to show you what that looks like, which is really cool. I do love guitar playing robots. Unfortunately, this is not a guitar, but just wait to see how he holds it when I put this together. So just give me a moment to do that. So to make use of that, you are going to need alternate hands. You're going to need one with the fisted opening for the right hand and this open one for the left hand. So check this out. We're going to take this off. We're actually going to leave the cable there. Then we're going to remove the fist, put in the one with the hole, pop it right in. And this little rod that comes out of the gun, you're just going to pop it in right to his hand. Actually, not that way, this way. Through the bottom and just yank it through. Oh, stab my finger. That hurt. All right. And remove this side and remove the hand there. Pop in the open, excited, booby grabbing hand and prop that underneath. And I don't know how the Japanese people do it on the cover. Somehow it just looks like he's playing the guitar. But again, I'm not an expert at posing things. And you are supposed to attach, actually, before I did that, should have attached the cables. You go ahead and attach 3 cables. 1 into the robot, or actually 3 into the robot and 3 into the gun. Try and take care of that right here. And I'm trying to keep the editing as minimal as possible, which is kind of hard because I tend to stop talking for long periods of time because I get so into what I'm doing, or I start stuttering like a crazy person. And this is the unfortunate side effect, is that you have to watch as I struggle. Alright, so we'll plug this in. Whatever, dudes, you get the idea. It's kind of hard to get all the cables in there. I don't want to snap them since the plastic's old. But yeah, so essentially this is what you get. Him holding this gun as if it was a guitar. I think it's a pretty cool, neat thing. That's the first time I've ever done this. I've usually just had them displayed, you know, with minimal things, but actually kind of cool. I kind of dig that. So yeah, you can do that. We're going to go ahead and remove this and show you a couple of gimmicks that this figure has. We can just get this freaking thing off and unplug that. So this is a solo Chogokin spec, if you didn't know that already. So it does have some die-cast metal. Now with these figures, most of the die-cast was pretty much hidden behind armor. So if you have any of these releases, you'll know what I'm talking about. But a lot of the gold that you're seeing, especially I guess the entire foot and ankle area here, is metal. You also have metal inside the legs. The ball joints here and the elbow, I believe, are metal. Maybe not the elbow, but definitely the mechanics underneath here. Yeah, you can see that. That's die-cast metal in there. Also the ball joint for the hands. So it's not like overloaded with metal, but it's enough to give this guy a good amount of heft. You'll also see the hip joints in there are also die-cast metal. All right, so yeah, there's a couple of things I want to show you. It does come with this here, which is called the Spiral. I think it's called the Spiral. It's a teeny, tiny little figure, which I can't even hold this thing. Stay. So that's the Spiral. It's a little tiny, I don't even know, it's like a hover motorcycle. I don't know. So can I even get in there to show you guys? You can see my fingerprints. Yeah, so that's the little Spiral thingy, and it's also got a storage version. Again, can't really hold it, but this is what you store in the robot. And it's actually quite easy. You just grab the head, lift it like so, just to get this little piece out. And you'll see there's like a little thing in there to hold the little Spiral. And there's a little peg coming out of the little Spiral on the bottom, which you can peg right in. I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to do that with these huge fingers. But, oh, actually I did it. There you go. So it pegs right in there. You can actually store it away. All right. And I think that's a pretty cool feature. You can also expose all the parts on his body, well, most of them. He's got the few metal bits here that I was talking about. Supposedly this, which way does it come out? This way. I'm not sure which way it's supposed to be. Actually, I think I have his forearm backwards. So these spikes are supposed to come out exposing the forearm. So we can go ahead and do that on both. If we move down to the legs, it's got like a gunbuster style splitting of the legs. So we'll just open these up like this, and I really dig this. You can see all the mechanics inside. I mean, that's one of the things that made me want to buy this. You can see pistons here. You can see a set of pistons here on the other side. You can see all the working mechanics in the leg, and there's a bunch of like little articulation points. There's a bunch of pins in here which allow it to articulate. I'll show you that in just a moment because I'm not exactly sure which way they're supposed to flex. But there's a vintage version of this figure where anything that's the brown, it was like a brown plastic, would just completely disintegrate. And I'm not exaggerating when I say disintegrate. Like, you literally just touch it and it turns into powder. Thankfully, this is not doing that. And one of the reasons is because there's a lot of metal. So whatever's brown on here hopefully will last. So as you can see, I just popped that off. And I did make a reference to Gunbuster, because Gunbuster has these things that come out just like that. I think it's called the Collider or something like that. Hopefully I can get this back in there. Alright, it's not wanting to work for me. Alright, there we go. So underneath, also just like Gunbuster, these little, I guess they're little guns. I don't know what they are, or they just look like little, I don't know, dog penises. I don't know what to really describe them as, but I'm sure they're some type of weapon. So yeah, pretty well done, I think. Now, since I want to show you the way this leg articulates, we're just going to get articulation out of the way. So we got the head here, which moves back and forth, up and down, this way. It's head banging, dun 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 dun. All right, we got these shoulders. We got these little round, lovely things, women's shoulder pads here that do articulate. You know, not out of this world kind of articulation, but they do articulate back and forth, up and down a little bit. Got the upper bicep swivel. We have the elbow, and we have this little movement, which I did show you before, to expose the innards of the forearm. We have the upper. Is it upper? I can't really tell if there's an upper. No, not really an upper articulation. Doesn't really look like it articulates on the upper portion, but obviously the bottom. All right, and also back and forth. Although this little armor here hits into that, so if you mess around with it too much, you are going to probably scuff the paint there. We got these little skirts that move out of the way here on the top of the thighs. They're actually connected to the thighs, not the actual hip. All right, and the hip joints on the inner part move up and down. They also flex on the inside of this ball joint, goes forward. You got the knees, the regular knees here. Now, one thing not liking too much is it flexing? Yeah, it's flexing those hoses when I bend the knee, which is one of those things that would break on a vintage one. So you can see the hoses are supposed to, I guess, go in like a piston, come out, which they're sort of doing. And then it's got this, I don't know if it got unpegged. You can see there's a little thing on top, like a little peg. Did I maybe unpeg that from somewhere? I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just flexing it way too far. But you'll see this side, the way that looks. And we get down to the legs, or the feet I should say, and the ankles look a little complicated, but that's because there's like a weird articulation. I don't know what it's for. I will show you this right here. I don't know what that's supposed to do. It looks like a chicken leg, so we'll try and do that since we're here. And we're going to open up this leg. Well, there you go. This goes back this way. This folds down. I can't even really tell. Maybe I'm supposed to take these off. The picture doesn't show them. And yeah, I'm not sure what. Oh, it's backwards. It's supposed to be this way, sir. No wonder. You wonder why you break stuff. And then the knee bends. And have no clue what's going on here, guys. No clue. These little bits go out. I think this is one of those cases where it pays to really, you know, maybe watch the anime to know what the hell's going on, or try these things in advance. How about that? Most reviewers probably try these things out before they start getting them on film. But I don't really know what exactly this articulation is going to do. It's so tight, I don't really want to mess with it. But here it is. It's just way too tight, and it's an old figure, so I don't want to break it or anything. I'm not saying it's going to break, but it is an old figure. So yeah, very complicated leg mechanism there. So we're just going to put that back together and continue. So we're going to try out that saber gimmick. Apparently you have to squeeze this really thin piece of plastic right in there and then attach the blades. I don't really like squeezing that little piece of plastic in the hands. It was really, really stiff. So you got to be careful not to break those. There he is with the saber. Hopefully you can see that saber. And he's got a pair of those, so if you wanted to put in both hands, you can. And you know, I was showing you the hands before. There's actually a little gimmick when this pops out. This little gray piece supposedly comes up. You can see it's angled up, and you can store one of these little saber pieces here. I think it's called a hand launcher. You can store it right in there, and which is pretty cool. Now we're going to get this guy back to the way I had him on display. And again, guys, I'm not a viewer of the anime for this, so I'm sure there's stuff I'm getting wrong, pronouncing wrong, just plain not understanding. But I think it's kind of fun to just take a look at stuff sometimes and not really understand what's going on. Just, you know, to be surprised or just look at something quirky, because to me this is a little quirky figure. It's just a little strange. I don't understand it a lot, but I do appreciate the design and the engineering that went into this figure, and I'm sure a lot of you guys that don't know anything about this figure might appreciate that too. So yeah, go back and put this on here, and this is pretty much how I had it on display. Nothing crazy. I am noticing that this arm is loose. I don't know if there's a way to tighten that. Maybe there's a screw in there, but it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's a little bit different than the other reviews I do, and the style of doing it is a little bit different, but I'm looking at this really for the first time, you know, along with you guys. So, you know, figured I'd show you while I do that. And then it's just going to go away. If you guys have been following my Facebook channel or my Facebook page, I'm putting away a lot of stuff because there's just no room for all these new things that are coming out that are awesome. And some bots that have been on display forever, like this guy, since about 2009, I think. It's time for them, you know, to, you know, lay low for a while until I get a little more space. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, guys. Make sure to check out the link in the description to BBTS, which is BigBadToyStore.com, where you can find a bunch of awesome stuff. Until next time, bye-bye.